35192 if you want to send a text. If you want to watch the show, you can. AlanCoxShow.com. Thanks to Butford Klumpelhoff. I did not make it to the Nine Inch Nails show out at Blossom, but everybody who was hitting me up about it said it was a fantastic time. Kind of a homecoming show for Nine Inch Nails, and also reuniting with a lot of the guys that played in that band in its earliest days. He had Charlie Clouser up there and Danny Lohner and Chris Vrenna, who are all old men now. Rich Patrick was up there. They did Hey Man, Nice Shot.
That's cool.
None of us went to that show, I don't think.
No.
I have mentioned, though, that a few years ago when I went to go, I think the last time I saw Nine Inch Nails was when they did the Wolstein Center, and it was an unbelievable show. I don't care for them so much in outdoor venues. I feel like, I don't know, something's, just for me, something's kind of lost there. They did Riot Fest in Chicago, I think right before they came to Cleveland, and I like to see them inside. I like all that noise to be confined into a closed venue. Of course, Rich Patrick, who's been on this show a couple of times over the years, is, had a very acrimonious falling out with Trent Reznor back in the day. And as I think a lot of those early guys did, Trent Reznor's a guy who had a singular vision for what he wanted that band to be, and if you weren't on board with it, you could get the F out. Ministry and Nights Forever were on that bill, too. We gave away tickets for it in a whole bit, but no, I did not make it out there. But the videos that I've seen of people posting looked awesome. I mean, I think that's a nice little olive branch, to bring him out there and do his song. Yeah, do Hey Man, Nice Shot.
I would have loved to have seen that, but we had to give the fans what they wanted, our fans.
At the Lorraine Palace Theater.
And actually, I've got to thank Scott, who came
Stripper
up to
Scott?
me. No, Scott, that's not a stripper and doesn't pay for strippers.
I was going to say, Stripper Scott isn't a stripper, though, right? Yeah, okay, good.
This is just a different Scott.
Uh-huh.
And he knows that I have a pretty lofty goal when it comes to my New Year's resolution, and it's to learn to play the kazoo. Mm-hmm. And so he gave me a kazoo that's in. Look at this nice little pouch it's in.
Blue kazoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you just open it up, and it's got this nice silver kazoo.
Oh my god, it's like a legit kazoo.
They said it cost upwards of $10.
I think it goes the other way, buddy.
I don't know how to play kazoo yet.
He hasn't learned yet.
Oh, I'm on my way.
Put it the other way.
It's not that.
No, I think the wide end is not the end you put in your mouth.
I thought the wide end was the mouth.
I don't believe so. I think the narrow end.
That's
but these will all be
257. I'm sorry.
These will all be revealed when he starts to learn how to professionally play the kazoo.
Do the kazoo noise we have. You can do it. Play it out.
See? Ironically, he has told me that my kazoo noise is probably his least favorite drop that I play, and yet here he is. It has, I have to think, to some small degree, inspired him to learn how to play.
Are you just singing?
Hey man, nice shot. No. Well, fortunately, you've got a long way to go until the end of the year, and plenty of time to learn.
Oh, I'm gonna rock you guys with some Baker Street.
Yeah. Famous kazoo song, Baker Street.
Well, I
think that's primarily what it's known for.
I feel like it lends itself well to a kazoo cover. With all the saxophone and all that sweaty sax, is going to sound just as good, if not better, coming out of a kazoo.
It might. Yeah. That's pretty good.
See? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, listen, there's room for growth, Poundcake's got his goal for the end of the year. He'll be weighed in again on Wednesday because we're gone on Thursday. And Bill will learn how to play the kazoo.
I'm on my way.
Whether there was any kazoo action at the Nine Inch Nails show, I would be reliant on you to tell me that if you went. But it was cool to have him bring all those former bandmates back, I guess. Danny Lohner, of course, almost replaced Jason Newsted in Metallica after he left Nine Inch Nails, and Jason Newsted was leaving Metallica. That was an alternate universe Metallica lineup. Of course, Rob Trujillo ended up replacing him. And then Rich Patrick, Bay Village High School, class of 87. So local guy and, of course, Nine Inch Nails, Cleveland band. Did anybody see by the way, did you see the drone that dropped the inflatable penis at the Rocky River football game? I don't know what's going. Yeah, I've got it for you. If you're watching the live stream, I'll pop it up here for you, and you can watch it. Somebody dropped via drone an inflatable penis Friday night on the field there at the Rocky River football game. It was Rocky River versus Bay Village. And, of course, I live in Bayville. I don't know what the hell they're doing out there, but Rocky River won 22-21. I don't know if the inflatable penis helped or hurt, but a drone dropped it.
That's pretty funny.
The Bay Rockets are 3-3 for the season. Your Rocky River Pirates are 2-4. So out of all the things you could do with a drone, because I'm sure you've started to see videos people have posted of like, Walmart dropping off your groceries with a drone. They're testing that in some markets around the country. And so I don't think they're doing it here yet, but you've seen people posting those videos, and it just sounds like a toy dropping. It's dropping like a big box in your yard. And for people who, I guess, don't want to drive there, I don't know. But I didn't get, other than a couple of videos that somebody sent my wife that video, and she sent it to me. So I'm not sure what that is supposed to, rather than just being a classic high school prank, drop the inflatable penis in the middle of the football game. That classic prank.
It's a new classic.
A new classic.
The new Coke of pranks.
Yeah. Well, then it won't last too long.
Mm-hmm.
But congratulations to them.
That was Friday night?
I believe, right? And
Yeah.
high school football's on Friday nights, right? Is that when?
Yeah, you think so.
Friday Night Lights and all that? Wasn't that right? That was alluding to football.
That was a good show.
High school football.
Love that show.
I didn't watch it.
Friday night I went to John Mulaney, and that was very fun. He is
How
good.
How did he sell, by the way? We had Seton Smith
out.
in here at the end of the show on
Sold
out, really?
Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
I think it was set for about 10,000 or something like that, because they don't have the entire.
Oh, he didn't
upper
sell
deck
the whole
open.
thing.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But
the seats that were available were all sold.
Well, then how many so they do half house?
It's about 10 or 12,000, I think.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I was trying to count, but people kept moving.
Trying to count individual people.
Yeah.
He's like 8,942. God,
Yeah.
would you sit down? I'm Bill Squire. I'm Bam Bam Bill Squire.
Well, there were people that said hi to me, but the best part of just the pre-show, while we were getting some drinks, I was there with my buddy Joe, who's a comedian as well, and this cute girl comes up to him, and he's got a pretty particular look. He has long curly hair and a mustache, and this girl comes up to him, and he's a pretty shy guy, and she's just like, "Hey, do you do comedy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You're really funny." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "You should have said more to her." But I was very happy for him. He had that like made his whole night. And then the show was great.
Wait, she didn't know if he did comedy, but she knew he was funny?
No, she thought it was the guy that she recognized from doing comedy. So she recognized him from doing comedy, and so she came up and like paid him a compliment.
Yeah.
And it just he had never experienced that before. So it was a very cool moment for him.
Huh.
And me. I was, he's my buddy. I like seeing him all
Did you go?
like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Absolutely not.
I'm a comedian. Wait, where are you going?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Because it's his moment. Let him have that moment. I had 40 or 50 other people come up to me. And he goes, "It's weird
You
how
go,
people..."
"Hey, you got one."
Kind of. But he goes, "It's weird when people are staring at you, trying to figure out if you're you." And I'm like, "Yeah, it can be a thing that's why I just don't react to it until they say something, because there's been people that have been looking at me like that in the past. I've been like, 'What's up?' And they're like, 'Huh?' And I'm like, 'Never mind.'" So you just don't react until they say something.
Oh, you say what's up to them, but they're not looking at you.
I've done that in the past, and I haven't done that in a very long time because I learned my lesson.
See, what I like to do is tell people I'm not me.
Yeah.
Because then they'll start to argue with me.
Yeah.
Are you Alan Cox? No.
Well, these people aren't even asking if I'm me. They're just going, "Hey, Bill, hit the show." That
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
They know.
they know. And but the show was great. He talks a lot about rehab and his intervention. There were some things
Well, yeah,
that
he got
didn't
it.
get into.
Falling off the wagon, he got a whole new hour.
Right, and it was very funny, and I enjoyed it immensely.
Did he bring Olivia out?
No,
See,
He
you're
didn't-
paying that much for a ticket.
yeah,
I want to see Olivia Munn. She's
no,
on the bus.
no
Yeah.
Olivia Munn,
Like,
no baby.
Come on, man. Bring Olivia Munn out. I don't care about the baby. Babies all look the same. Bring Olivia Munn out.
But he was very funny. But he didn't get into anything about his divorce, which I kind of wanted that. Just like the part of me that has the parasocial relationship with him, where I'm like, yeah, what happened with the lady? What
I
happened?
think his now ex-wife made it pretty clear what happened.
Yeah, but I wanted to hear.
He
from
dropped the bomb
him.
on her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wanted to hear about how he relapsed. He didn't actually talk about that. He talked about how far he was going, like how bad it was getting, but he didn't talk about like the moment that made him go, all right, let's do cocaine again.
You know where you're going to hear that? Listen to him on the Carvey Spade podcast.
Oh, really?
Do you listen to that at all?
I do not, but I will for that.
It's called
episode.
Fly on the Wall, and they mostly talk to people that they did SNL with, but they did have Mulaney on, I think about a month or so ago, and I'm pretty sure he gets into all that.
Okay, I'll check that.
I would
out.
listen to that.
Yeah, and then my Pete Seton Smith, who was here on Friday, he brought me backstage and we hung out, and then didn't get to meet John Mulaney. That would have been cool, but
Well, then you could have
He
asked
was-
him.
yeah.
John, come
John,
on, man.
hey.
I bought a ticket.
hey, my friend bought a ticket. He
What?
got recognized tonight. He does comedy too.
What happened?
Not recognized as many times as me, but he.
Come on. He didn't get recognized as many times as me.
But we all want to know how this all happened, and you
My-
didn't give us those details.
My daughter's school had a big, when I was a kid, we called them ice cream socials. Like a big school bash, right? And you buy wristbands and tickets and things like that. So they had this thing on Saturday afternoon, and it's tons of people. And they have cotton candy, and they have a bounce house, and they have a DJ. And there's some of it's in the school, tons of little games, some of it's outside. The lines of people to get cotton candy,
Love
by the
cotton
way.
candy.
Because we got there kind of towards the beginning of this thing where the lines weren't crazy long. I said, this is going to be the move because then we're going to want to leave early and that'll be fine. The people who waited in line, and I'll tell you why they did it for their kid.
Yeah.
It was all adults in line. It wasn't
Yeah.
like the kids in line. It was adults in line. And so,
You've been a dad for a long time. You know the kids don't wait in line.
no, I'm not
parents wait-
surprised. I'm not
so
surprised. Here's
Parents wait in line. They get it and they give it to the kid. The kid takes 2 bites.
that.
They drop it on the ground and then they cry.
Oh no, my daughter housed it.
Of course.
But
She knows.
But we
do it
wait.
right.
We did wait in line for the face painting, so she could run around with her friends or whatever. And all I could do is stand there and think, my parents would have never ever done this.
No.
I'm such a sucker. If I had said, "Hey, Dad, could you wait in line for the face painting?" He would have put a size 13 Rockport up my ass. Said, "You get over there and stand in line." But I stood in line, and a guy goes, "Hey, are you Alan Cox?" I go, "Nope." And he goes,
See, I think that's rude.
"Huh?"
It is rude.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was trying to be cheeky. Because by the time they ask you, they know the
They know,
answer.
Yeah.
And they go, and he didn't press it, but I'm happy they go, I go, nah, I get that a lot. I have a very common face. I go,
voice.
I think you're him. I go, I'm not.
You're so lame.
Why? It's fun.
Nah.
Because they know. They're just trying to be like, hey, it's fine. Why can't I have fun? I'm Captain Fun,
Have all the fun you want.
right? I'm not being a
That's
dick.
what you consider fun.
Some people are like, okay, get out of my face. I'm like, no, I'm not him. Because your voice sounds like him. Yeah, well, I have a really common voice too. And I stand there and I look at him. I don't like turn around and disengage from him. I go, no, I'm not him. And then you see this look of confusion on their face. Because these are people whose children go to school with my daughter. And that's fun to me. Why can't I have fun? Why does everybody have to have fun at my expense? I want to have fun. I got to live up to this name. I got to live up to this thing that everybody calls me. Why do you think everybody started calling me Captain Fun? Because I like to have fun. If this guy had come up to me and said, "You Captain Fun," I would have said, "Hells yes." And then I would have given him a high five. And then I would have gone for the low five, but I would have pulled my hand out and it said too slow. And then
Where do you do it?
Huh?
You go high five, low five.
No, you go,
On the side.
what?
How does it go?
No,
Take a ride.
you go up top, down low,
Oh, yeah.
too slow.
There you go. I haven't done that in a long time. I forgot how fun it
Because
is.
you're 40.
Yeah.
I'm 51. I'll still do it.
That's what I
What are you
mean.
talking about? Yeah.
Did you get your face painted? Because that would have been a fun thing to do.
What I told my daughter is I said, what's going to happen? As I said, I'm going to wait in line. And since I waited in line, I'm just going to take your face painting. And she didn't care
yeah,
for
there
that
you
too
go.
much. I didn't want a cat on my cheek.
Did she?
I didn't need that.
Was it the new face painting where? Because they've really stepped up their game with face.
Oh, yeah,
painting.
she had a Wagner gun, the whole thing. And she just
Yeah.
airbrushed her whole face. No, she did it with like a tiny.
Okay.
There's 3 girls sitting at a table with, but it looked good.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Look what she wanted it to look like.
I remember getting a face paint when I was a kid, and it was like they were doing balloons. That's like the only thing they
Rainbow,
could do.
balloons,
Yeah.
a star.
Yeah.
Well,
and
this-
it didn't even look like balloons. I just looked like a Wonder Bread bag.
Yeah.
They had on the wall of this place, they had like a legend where you could choose one.
There you go.
And if you didn't see what you wanted, you could tell them and they would do their level best
Yeah.
to paint it on their face. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's good.
We went to my boyfriend's daughter's gymnastics place, had like a family fun day, and they had face painting, and she got her entire face painted like a tiger. So they did like the orange base, the stripes,
The
the
whole
whiskers,
face.
the whole face.
Yeah,
right?
that's
Very
the stuff-
time consuming.
very time
Yeah, where
consuming.
it looks like you're gonna be in Cats.
Well, it was great, but then she decided to throw a fit when it was time to leave. So then we have a little tiger screaming and crying, not wanting to get into the car. And I was like, "Look at you! You were so happy about this face painting, and now you're crying all your tiger
Yeah,
makeup
it's going to
off."
run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got different stripes on your face. It's just a silly thing to see when someone like with face paint on, so happy, also crying. I'm just like, dude, come on.
You
man.
know, when new mommy Mayor wears eye makeup and she cries, you don't want to look like that.
No.
You should have a photo of that to show her. Do you want to look like this?
Look at this.
Do you? And then she'll get it. But just having a little bit of fun. And then I said, "Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm him." And I grabbed his nuts.
Well, that's even worse. Grabbing nuts.
I go, "Captain Fun out."
Hot nuts.
That's right. I got a break. Hey, I'll have what for you? Ooh, Factory of Terror. I believe it's where they manufacture terror. There's no supply chain issues over there. I'll get you a couple of passes, and you can get over to Factory of Terror in Canton. Unbelievable scenery and jaw-dropping special effects. Just in time for Halloween. So we'll do those in a bit. 35192 and a text for anything else, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show. Everyone.